Here's a used Enya 64 cycle engine that I just picked up. Just arrived in the mail today. As you can see, it's pretty dirty. This is exactly as it came out of the box. I have yet to touch it. So what I was going to do was probably just take it off the mount first and then start cleaning the exterior up. I haven't even really turned it over yet, so let's see what it feels like. It rotates through. Feels like it has some compression, so hopefully the bearings won't need to be replaced, but that's one of the things we're going to find out. I'm going to start with just using some of this LA's Totally Awesome cleaner in a little pan. I haven't taken, I should probably plug the port plug there, or the exhaust plug. Just a little bit of paper towel in there. I'm just going to start squirting this down. I probably could have brushed some of this dust off, but we'll let this stuff start working on it and let a toothbrush do some work here. This LA's Totally Awesome cleaner. It's pretty much as it says. It's pretty awesome stuff. Might need to let it sit a little bit. And you can see just from me spraying on there what's coming off here without being scrubbed at all. This could get a little boring, so I'm going to shut the video down until I get some better results here. Believe it or not, this is the same engine that I had literally about 10 minutes ago. I basically just put it over a little container, sprayed it down with that LA's Totally Awesome orange cleaner, and just went to town with an old toothbrush. And you can see now we can actually do a proper inspection of this engine and see what's going on with it. It was so dirty before, it's hard to tell anything about it. So one thing I'd like to look at when I'm inspecting these engines is I like to look at the fasteners. And it looks like all of these fasteners, excuse me, doesn't look like any of them are rounded out, over torqued, or gummed up, buggered up in any way at all, which is a good thing. It actually has a choke mechanism, so that part's complete. It has a little silicone tube here that actually helps create the seal. Overall, this engine looks pretty nice. It looks like there's a little bit here on the intake manifold. I probably could have cleaned a little bit better, but I'll clean some of these parts a little bit better. I just kind of needed to get a lot of that dust and grime off of it so I could do a better inspection. Let's see here. Needle valve rotates. Throttle valve rotates. It's a little tight, but we can fix that. There's no marring or scoring on the thrust washer, which is a nice thing. The nut comes freely, rotates freely. So overall, after just a little bit of cleaning, this doesn't look like too bad of an engine. In fact, it looks like it has been mounted, because there's some depressions here on the mounting lugs. But it doesn't look like it has that much runtime on it. This could be a really good candidate for resale after I do an internal inspection on the engine and see what's going on in there, which is what's next. Okay, I'm going to begin the initial disassembly of this engine, and I think I'll start with removing the carburetor. Take this off first. That holds our choke valve and the carb body. In fact, I probably could just pull this straight down now. Should be enough room there to just pull that right off. Here's our carburetor off. Looking at the inside of the barrel, doesn't look bad at all. It's a little tight, but I mean, a little bit of lubrication there. It looks fine. The intake manifold, take that off. Normally I think this would have a gasket So we'll see if this has a gasket there. Rather small little screws. And yes, it does have a gasket. Very nice. Now see, I can get to this and clean this intake manifold off a little bit better. Let me see. Okay, that gasket's not going to want to slide off, so I'm going to leave it. That gasket's there. We'll let it stay there. I'll start putting my parts in my bin here. Next thing we'll do is we'll take the rocker cover off. That'll start to tell the story of runtime. That's what this is all about, is these used engines that you have no idea about. It's always about unfolding the story of the runtime or its history and just trying to put that together as a detective would and try and figure out what the history might be, or at least take your best guess. It's kind of fun to do as you're taking things apart. So let's see here. There's a gasket here which is destroyed. Not a big deal. It's not a lot of leakage from there anyway. I'm not really sure why they bother to put gaskets there. I never put them back because it's not like it gets a whole lot of lubrication up there anyway, but you can see this is quite dry in there. As I just said, they don't get a whole lot of lubrication, and whoever used this engine didn't do any intentionally, it doesn't look like, because I don't really even see any evidence of any lubrication there. So we got the remnants of a gasket we'll have to remove. I'll take this glow plug out here and wow, that thing's, man, that thing's really in there. Darn. That is a bit of a concern. Hopefully that's just gummed up and it's not really torqued that much, because that's some serious torque. Man, I'm gonna have to get the channel lock pliers on that.